So I feel like, I'm going to say it. This is definitely going to get somebody talking in the comments. Even if it's one person,
Fuck you, dude.
somebody's going to mention it. Matt Hardy has forever and always been the better Hardy Boy.
Okay.
So we're gonna break this off like
All right.
piece by piece.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So character number one. Matt Hardy throughout his entire career has always been changing his character. After the Hardy Boys, he had like Matt Hardy version 1. Dude, that was some of the funniest shit I had ever seen. He had like the Matt facts, the Mattitude. His fans were calling themselves MFers. Fire. That was so fucking funny. And he also like cut weight to be a cruiserweight, even though this is like a big beefy son of a bitch. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into his feud with Edge over Lita, which was real life. Also, to like take a quick callback to one of the greatest calls in professional wrestling, and you're the one that showed me this. It was at WrestleMania during I want to say it was TLC 2, when
I know this is going.
Lita came out for the Hardy Boys, Spike came out for the Dudleys, and Rhino came out for Edge and Christian. Edge was climbing up the ladder, and Lita goes and takes him down, and all you hear is JR going, and there is Lita, and there's like a 2-second pause, jerking Edge off, and I think it's one of the funniest fucking calls.
Jerking Edge off. ... The ladder.
Yeah, like he spaced it out so long, and it was just too perfect, especially for what we later found out. His Mania 22 match. Well, okay. No, not his Mania 22 match. Like rekindling with his brother, and then telling his brother to like kill himself at WrestleMania 23, jumping off the ladder and killing Edge. Like Matt Hardy's always been evolving, and like him very similar to his brother, like went through like drug issues, but he came back from that as like broken. Like this man was literally destroyed. He was broken. And the broken gimmick has been probably the best new gimmick in all of the 2010s. Like I would say the broken gimmick was the best gimmick in all of the 2010s.
All right.
That in and of itself could be an unpopular opinion.
I mean, I think you'd. I don't. I think people could refute the best, but I think people would know it would be a top.
You could argue Rainmaker. You could argue the Cleaner. You could argue the Young Bucks as a whole. You'd argue Jim Cornette. Hell, even Joey Ryan.
Okay.
Oh,
so
and CM Punk. But I digress.
Of course.
Tis neither here nor there.
So, what sucks is you took my second unpopular opinion about character and used it against me, because
I did.
In my heart of hearts, I believe that Jeff is the superior Hardy Boy. And my only case, I mean, I think you're correct. I think Matt is definitely the more creative of the two. Jeff definitely kind of rode off of the Hardy Boy persona for pretty much his entire career. He never really changed anything like Matt did. So in terms of innovation and creativity, I would agree that Matt has the edge over Jeff. What I will refute your claim, and what I will argue that Jeff is the superior Hardy Boy, is the personality aspect and the ability to stay over with the crowd. For a majority of his career, and I think more than Matt, Jeff stayed over with the fans. I think as the Hardy Boys, they were collectively over pretty much all the time. The girls loved them. The diehards liked them. Like, it just, they were collectively over. And then as they split, I think it was clear that people started to gravitate more towards Jeff, and Matt had to use his brain power to keep up. And I think the most evident time where Jeff kind of just surpassed Matt was in that, rough time period of like 2007 to 2009, when, Jeff's ascension towards the title. As they split off, Matt was kind of doing the same thing. He kind of fell into a little bit of a funk after the Edge storyline, and never really got it back until, I would say, the broken gimmick. I think that's kind of like what revitalized Matt Hardy in terms of a professional wrestling character. Whereas Jeff in that time period was, again, still riding off the Hardy Boy persona, still kind of being the same character, but connecting so much with the crowd and just ascending up the ladder at just an unparalleled rate. He kind of like almost like a Daniel Bryan kind of situation where, they kind of had to put the title on him just because he was so over. And I think Jeff's ability to connect with the fans just, I want to say, not even trying, like just like effortlessly connecting with the fans, his ability to stay over consistently. I don't really remember a time where Jeff Hardy wasn't, I mean, sure, you could say they relegated him to the mid card when he came back in 06, and like, he wasn't always a main eventer, but I think from the fans' perspective, Jeff was always someone who they could throw in that main event spot or in a high profile match and they could get behind him and they would care about him. Whereas Matt, I think, had peaks and valleys, and some of his peaks were really, really high, but Jeff, I think, just had the more consistent career, and I think is ultimately someone more inclined to hold a world championship title, which is what WWE ended up doing. So I think just off his ability to connect with the crowd alone, I would think I'd give it to Jeff, but I can definitely see it going both ways because I do think Matt is definitely the more creative of the two.
I think that V1 is better because it has not since been duplicated. Like, Matt Hardy duplicated Broken with Woken, and like, I'm sorry, he was the Woken Warrior. Like, I couldn't get behind, like, I got behind Broken Matt Hardy like seamlessly, like it was not hard, but like Woken Matt Hardy, I just couldn't connect with it.
Yeah, it was exciting for like a week and then kind of just tailspin.
I mean, and that's because like they were the tag team champions at that point,
right?
Also, and this is just gonna further my point, like 2 months ago on an episode of The Bump, Jeff Hardy promised that no more words, or wait, yes? No more words?
Yeah, no more words.
Yeah, that No More Words was going to come back. And when he wrestled last week, No More Words was not the song he came out to.
All right, you have to admit, Jeff had the better theme.
Okay, so here's the thing. Jeff, yes, had the better theme, but Matt Hardy's I Can Slam a Tornado was very catchy as well.
I mean, it's solidly iconic, but dude, Jeff, and just the face paint and everything, I don't know. I can't put Jeff below Matt. I think Jeff's just, dude, yeah, he was just great. He was too great.
What about Willow? What about his custom TNA championship?
Okay, that is probably one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. Dude, but
like, I would put the Divas title above it. I said it there.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I'll agree in the sense that like the Divas title, while horrific, at least had like a certain aesthetic. Like in the Divas era, that's what I imagine their title would look like. But for a world championship, I can never get behind his TNA title. It's pretty terrible. But yeah, so I guess that's gonna wrap it up for today. So I guess we'll depart. So your name is once again
EdgeHead3131.
I was about to say 1313. I'm really glad you said it yourself. All right, my name's Jared Hall, K704. I'll see you all of you guys later.